Hi, it's Carrie. Today is the day that my Etsy shop gets a proper theme. The first thing that I'm going to do under that theme is show you my little friend down here. Say hello, Pippin. This Piplup I have named Pippin. This is the first thing for my Etsy shop, not Pippin himself, a little model of him. And I'm going to be making a little model using Fimo soft clay. I know that these aren't the right colours for a Piplup. Those are in this pack. And I do have white from the other projects I've been doing. You saw him in the thumbnail and I think he's just adorable. I've been given the idea as well to create, using my Fimo, a whole Pokemon team. That might not be in this video, but I will definitely be making a Pippin. So let's get into it. I've just taken the colours out of their box. I do have Pippin on standby to use as a reference. He won't quite fit in camera at the moment, but he is here for referencing. Right. Ooh. A little project to make shaped magnets and stuff. Cooking for 30 minutes. Okay, cooking for 30 minutes. That's useful information. I have all the colours I need. I have my reference Piplup. I guess all that's left now is to start. I will be starting with the pale blue as it is the most prevalent, is that the word? Is the majority of what Piplup is. This is such a gorgeous colour, I really love this colour. Right, let's inspect Pippin, ignoring his dark blue on the back. He's basically a ball with stick legs and fins to start with. Need to decide how big I'm going to make him. Forgot how tight these packets are to start with. Flipping heck. There we go. Ooh. Yeah, that's there's going to have to be a lot of hand washing here. I can see that now. In fact, I'm going to take off all jewellery, no watches, no rings, to make sure that it's only going to stain my hands. Pretty much the same colour as the cloth here anyway, so that's not too bad. Just conditioning it. There we are, that's going to be We have a ball half the size of the Piplup we want. Just conditioning a bit more clay for the wings. Split it in half, roll it into rough teardrop shapes and squish it flat. Just pop them on the sides. But that doesn't look quite even, so I'm just going to take them off and redo them. Try again. And they seem even. Popping them back exactly where they came off. Right now it looks like a woman's head. Right, clean hands now. For the white. White picks up everything, as that is the main colour for his head. Just conditioning it again. Need it to be a little bit smaller than the body, so just taking a bit off there. Roll it into the perfect ball we're looking for. Still looks a little bit too big. Just gonna break a bit more off. There we go. Slight egg shape, which is actually quite good for what we're doing here. And it looks perfect to me. Just taking a bit of the extra white for the dots on his chest, but those were a bit out of proportion. Trying again with smaller pieces. And that looks good to me. Moving on to the head, we need a bit of light blue on the front. Just squishing out a stripe basically here. Thin stripe. Popping it on. And beginning the long process of smoothing. You're going to get very fed up of smoothing by the end of this. There we go. Just washing hands again. And back to deal with the dark blue. Trying to figure out the best way of putting it on here, as it does cover most of the head, but I figure that the best thing to do to start with is create a slightly thicker stripe to cover up the light blue that is in excess. There you go. Using some of the leftovers to form the sides of the face with little snakes. Those will get smoothed in later as well. Little snakes. That's looking good. And a bit more for the nape of the neck. On it goes. Saving the rest for the back of the body. All this smoothing. It's actually really satisfying when you're doing it. Like it's a slow process, but you get to see it turn from individual little bumps of clay to one multicolored piece of clay in the perfect shape that you want it to be. It's really great. Just rolling it to make sure the head's still the shape I want it. There we go. Looking good. So this is now for the back. Bringing it up to the nape of the neck as well. And squishing the head down. Squish. It's looking so good. Wash hands again. And making sure that he can stand up on his own. The yellow, now we're going to start off with the feet. So taking a bit less than did for the wings. Again, rolling into teardrop shapes, but only smushing a tiny bit. You still want them to be quite thick, like that. Sitting him up to figure out where you want the feet to go. And making sure they're pushed on nicely. Just using the side of these tweezers to make a couple of toe indents, or I can't remember what they're called. Let's just stick with toes. This bit is for the beak. Now the beak was extremely difficult to do, trying to make it rounded but pointy but still blunt. I ended up rolling it, turning it into a triangle in my fingers right there, and then turning it more rounded afterwards. Here we go. That's more like it. Popping it on. And more smoothing. Now the nail is actually really useful for this, as well as whatever other random tools you can find around the house, like those tweezers. There we go. The only thing about smoothing the beak is I forgot that it will make it a little bit bigger, and the beak was on the large side anyway. Just taking a bit of dirt off there, smoothing back over. He's looking so cute. But we're missing the little bow at the front. Taking some of the dark again. Need to make sure that the colour goes all the way
around his neck because it does on Pippin as well. Little tiny sausage around the neck, making sure that the blue connects everywhere. Useful little tweezers. Taking off a bit of dirt again, smoothing back over. And another sausage for the other side. There we go. Squishing in. Squish. Smoothing with the nail, very useful, like I said. Oh, nearly done, nearly done. Right, so now we are moving on to the bow tie. Just taking this sausage and turning it into a slightly shorter, thicker sausage. Squishing out the ends to make it thicker. I redid this so many times. I don't want to count how many times. Squish the ends to make it thicker, then pinch in the middle and roll it to make the bow shape. That's a little bit too big though, so just going to halve it and try again. Squish the ends to make it thick, roll the middle to keep it like a knot. Really difficult when you've got big fingers. I've got big fingers. But that will just about do. Pop that on there. Just need the little bumps on the back and then his eyes. So that's one little bump. That's two little bumps. Smoothing them in with the trusty old nails again. So much smoothing. I can't even remember how long this took me, but there's a decent amount of footage for it. So breaking into the black now. Here we go. Really stains the fingers. And just trying to measure up how big I want the pieces to be. So I can get two even-sized balls. I managed to get the one on the right the perfect shape and size first time, but I couldn't get the one on the left to match for quite some time. Eventually I did it. There we go. Just gently popping them onto Pippin's face and making sure that I'm happy with the positioning. Smoothing them on. There we go.
I have had my little Piplup baking in a tray for the appropriate amount of time as per packaging. And here he is. I think he's quite cute personally. I know that his beak's a little bit big. Back to my Pippin. His beak's a little bit big, but that's because I was trying to get it in proportion with the light blue here. I also realise I haven't done the pointy bit there. But I think this is a good start. It's a good first step. I will be making more of these and refining them. And these will also go in the update video that I talked about posting last time. That was it for now, just for this week. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, especially if you enjoyed little Pippin here, just to let me know that you like what I'm doing. And I will see you very soon.